Now to new information that surfaced today about the death of Army Ranger Pat Tillman. Tillman, you may recall, gave up a lucrative career as a pro football player to join the Army after 9/11. But in April of '04, he was killed in Afghanistan, and the Army has come under some withering criticism for how it has handled everything about this case since. Now even more suspicions have come up. From the Pentagon tonight, here's NBC's Jim Miklaszewski.
This is the isolated canyon in Afghanistan where Pat Tillman died. Specialist Brian O'Neill was at Tillman's side and had no doubt they were taking friendly fire from their fellow Army Rangers.
I was watching them do that, and I could hear Pat calling, "Stop shooting, Pat effing Tillman, stop shooting."
But Army doctors who first examined Tillman's body raised questions over whether Tillman was deliberately murdered. Transcripts of their testimony obtained by NBC News show Army medical examiners had serious doubts that Tillman was killed by accident. One doctor testified the initial story of how Tillman was killed and the medical evidence did not match up. The doctors pointed to the 3 tightly grouped gunshot wounds to Tillman's forehead. A second doctor testified the cluster of the 3 wounds is within a 2-inch diameter and claimed there's no way from any distance you can put those rounds that close together. The doctors believe the shots may have been fired from as close as 10 yards, not from 90 yards as the Army investigation claims. The doctors claim their evidence was ignored, but Army officials insist those concerns were passed immediately onto Army investigators. Those investigators determined that rapid-fire bursts from the weapons involved, even at long distance, could produce the tight shot grouping found on Tillman's body.
Corporal Tillman's death was a result of friendly fire. The death was accidental.
But Pat Tillman's mother has long suspected her son was deliberately killed by his fellow soldiers who were jealous of Tillman's notoriety.
It's not about our family. Our family will never be satisfied. We'll never have Pat back.
The Army's preparing to punish 7 officers, including 4 generals, next week for withholding the truth about Tillman's death from his family, even as more questions surfaced about exactly how he died. Jim Miklaszewski, NBC News, the Pentagon.